Autumn is really coming in with a vengeance now. The nights are really drawing in, and when we're out in the countryside, most of the leaves have come off the trees now, so the ground is littered with like this carpet of brown and gold and red, and the sun is lower in the sky. So even when it's up, it's a lemon light, it's like a pale light, a liquid light. It's all going very, very quickly. 2024 is leaving us and ushering in a new year with new hopes, new aspirations. Will the world be a better place? I don't know. I fear not, but I'm not going to let that worry us today, because it's a beautiful morning. But it's quite cold now, and have you noticed? Have you started bringing out different clothes? Have you started putting away summer clothes, bringing out winter clothes? Does that make a difference? Does that make a difference to your mood? I think it does. I think it makes a difference to my mood. You put away t-shirts, you kind of know that you're not going to, unless there's some kind of climatic change, you're not going to go out wearing just a t-shirt anymore. It's sweater time and coat time. And when you're wearing something like this, the thing I've got on now actually weighs a ton. It's only a sweater, but it weighs as much as a coat. So you actually got a physical weight difference in the clothes you're wearing. You can feel the weight of your clothes on you as we go into winter. And does that, I mean, that must make some kind of tiny difference to your mood. Looking out of the window in the morning when you get up, deciding what to wear and deciding that you're going to have to wear something warm and heavy and insulated to keep the cold out of your bones. And that's where we are. But it's inevitable. And we're just going under some trees now. And here is where the leaves are on the ground. It's different. And you kind of, when you walk in a place like this, somewhere familiar that you've walked in all year, I think you kind of almost forget what it was like walking down here in summer. It's like pain. They've always say, people say, and it's true, that you can't experience pain unless you experience it. You can't really describe it. You can describe it, but it's abject. It is kind of from memory. You can only experience pain while you experience it. And I think that's, you can also out here, you can only experience being out here when you're out here. So I'm experienced, because not only do you experience the sights and the sounds, but there's also the smells. You can only experience that when you're out here. The wind is quite a cool wind on my face now. You can only experience that when you're out here. I can feel it against my hands. The wind going through my fingers. Molly's behind us, sniffing away as usual. And it looks different, but you can only experience it. And I did a video a couple of weeks ago about living in the now, and I think this is it now. You have to live in the now, because it's changing. Not only are we walking, as I said, from the past into the future with not really any present, because you can't stop time and look round. We're actually just in the now. And not only are we in the now, but the world around us is as well. Nature is constantly changing. Nature doesn't stop and look round, because the seasons are changing all the time, because we are moving around the sun all the time and we never pause. And we're moving farther away from the sun and then closer to the sun as the year goes by. We're never in the same position. We're always moving through it, and that's what it's. So you can only experience nature, you can only experience the countryside when you're actually out in it. Because tomorrow it will be different, in an almost imperceptible way, but it will be different, because we are moving through the seasons. We're moving from warm to cool to cold. And the nights are drawing in. Have you noticed? We're now closing the blinds, putting the lights on, at probably 6:30, something like that in the UK, and it's dark. But I quite like that. Once they're closed, once the blinds are closed and the lights are on, you might light a couple of candles. But now the central heating's coming on us. No, I'm putting the central heating on a little bit because it's cold at night. So you have this warmth, this central heating type warmth, which isn't as healthy as it could be, but it's there, it's this comforting warmth. And you feel sitting down in the living room, and a lot of it is the ambience, a lot of it is the lighting. Might be, I don't watch telly, and most of the time in the evenings nowadays I will actually turn YouTube off, so it's quiet. I may play a little bit of music, or I may just sit and read and be quiet, and sit and just be quiet. Try to answer comments on my phone, which I quite enjoy doing. And it's a nice atmosphere, and it's safe, and it's secure. Does that make autumn a secure season? I think it does. It's like summer is a bright, light, out there doing things season. Autumn is when you're quietening down because you know the inevitability of winter round the corner. So you're slowing down, shutting the world out in the evening, warm. I started having a warm drink before I go to bed, and it's kind of a ritual. It's an autumn winter ritual. Candles, scented candles, the smell of autumn in a candle. And this is where we are now. And I really do think it helps in my slow, peaceful life to have that slow, peaceful, quiet, gentle time of autumn, especially in the evenings when I can shut the world away behind blinds and put lights on and just relax and do whatever I want and be quiet and be thoughtful and be at peace. So I think it is easier for me to find peace in the autumn. Like I said, the heating, the lighting, the quiet. Molly lying on the couch at the side of me, and I can hear her breathing, and everything seems to be quiet and rhythmical and slow. Can't hear noise outside. It's very quiet where I live anyway, but there feels like a thick silence outside, an impenetrable silence. It's not a bright open air to the sky and in all directions to the horizon. It's kind of, I've been wrapped in a cocoon of cotton wool, the whole house, when you're locked in at night with whatever you want to do. You can read. And it's just, I think it's just that. It's just the quiet and the dark and the peace and everything else feels like an intrusion. It gets to the point where even putting on the television feels like an intrusion. I don't want it. I don't want anything to intrude into my silence and peace. And it's a great place to be. So a colder month routine really works for me. I even go upstairs, close the bedroom curtains and put a bedside lamp on early so that when we walk upstairs we walk into a room that's already welcoming and comforting. And if Molly wants to take herself off early to go and doss out on the bedroom floor, she can, in the knowledge that there's a light on. It's a nice atmosphere. She can find peace in her own space. So that's how I see the later months of the year. The world draws to a close. That's it. We're all slowing down now. The world is slowing down. Let's slow down. Everybody slow down. I know a lot of you have got families and busy lives, but I think you can slow down a bit, and I think in the long run it will do you a power of good. I've been there, so I'm not just talking out my arse. It's a wonderful world. It's been a wonderful year, and now it's in its old age. It's an old girl, an old boy, slowing down, ready for the off. But I think it's at peace, just like I'm at peace. Nothing wrong with coming to the end of a long experience. It's all good. And this is wonderful. So we're just going to carry on crunching through the leaves until we've had enough crunching through the leaves. We shall see you all on the flip. Peace and love.